Alright, so a lot of boys and girls have been asking for the base design. Now this thing is just absolutely cooked to look at, so it's definitely not going on main. This is just a weird base. Known as the Chasebox, originating from Mr. TB20. This is pretty much a base for baiting online raids. So I'll give a quick walkthrough so you guys know what's good. And then yeah, that's it. Alright, so we go inside with a bit of an airlock here, straight into your shell. We just do the most boring inners here for maximum stability throughout the rest of the box. So a lot of these walls can open up and your peaks will remain intact, which is nice. Down the bottom here, this is bedroom number 1. Now we have a lot of different bedrooms here that you can split around your teammates. You wouldn't really want to be more than 3 for this base. This is bedroom number 1, and they're all named. It helps with callouts when you're in an online raid, and they're all kind of household names, which is kind of funny, and it's easy to remember for your team and such. So this is the basement. The reason we call it that is it's like the bedroom underneath the stairs. So yeah, another weird adjustment here. Probably never seen that. There's a lot of chase boxes. This is just my variant, and obviously I'd be biased to say I like my one the most. The half wall here, that's going to force anyone that's in shell. They're most likely going to be online raiding you with AK, and 90% of these kind of larger teams who don't have sharpshooters on their team are not so confident with the stand spray AK, so it puts them in an awkward spot. And if you are comfortable with it, then you can utilize these kind of areas to force those fights where you're ideally going to win. And if you've got heavy pot, then you're definitely going to win. Rocket PvP though, not much you can do. You just got to firm it. Into the main 2x1, this is your starter base. This thing is dirt cheap. You can throw it down with a couple nodes and trees, which is so handy. It is massively deepable though, so keep that in mind. Keep your wits about you when you're leaving the base. The TC goes here. This is the most boxes that I could ever fit in here as well, just set up like that. You have bags in the core for starter, and you can have bags up top here as well. But the bedrooms, those are the main parts that you need to focus on. Up top here, this is airlocked, super important. For early game, this will be your shooting floor up here. I can show some clips. Triple one, dead. Got another one. Got another one. Next up, into the inner peaks. Obviously, these are not the best inners in the world. You're going to need to drop down into the unknown. Potentially, you're going to have more than one person holding you here. So it's likely you'll get traded off these. You just need to time it well and be smart, be fast, hit your shots and come back up. And yeah, this is the shell. You can separate it up with doors, but sometimes it's nice to just have these areas just for face checking and encourage people to ladder up here and try and fight you.
Easy, they fell in. They demolished.
Got through. I shot another one. These staircases are your secondary mobility. You've probably never ever seen these used in an actual base, but I actually find, I'll show some clips, but one comes. Good, okay. Got a door on him. Got another one. These are pretty aids. There's a lot of angles that come with them to play off of, and I find that larger teams trying to push up here, they can't really trade each other. They're forced to have those kind of 1v1s, and you're very headshotable on the way up these stairs. It's super aids, super tight. There's not much these big teams can do to deal with it. So that brings you through a couple of doors, taking you to the bed here. And I would call this bed the staircase. It's just at the top of the stairs there, and opening the door takes you out onto the inners. Good retake point here. I don't know what it is, but maybe everyone's just aiming head level as they run through here, but they just seem to get missed. This is the last door that's hit. I can respawn here multiple times, and I'll show some clips of that. Oh my god. I'm playing FFA. Next, we can jump on this furnace here and open up this door, taking us to a new area that leads out onto our roof access and opening another bed spot. And we call this area the corridor. Now this replicates the idea down below, but really focuses it in. This is forcing those players to AK stand spray. Maybe they have empty with them as well. But this is ideally where you can isolate some fights and just go for straight face checks. As long as you're happy with this angle, then you can put down rather a few Zerg members from here. And it's a great spot, of course, to retake the inners from as well. You can drop in here. One dead.
Bro, I don't know if we can key for that or not.
Another dead. And we leave everything open so we can grief if we need to. Maybe this bed's compromised. You can grief that as well and go down from the stairs. These walls get blown. You can grief here. There's a lot of potential, a lot of ceiling, a lot of stuff you can do to keep the online going for longer and then increase the fun to be had. But continue through the corridor and you have two options. Usually they'll only blow one of these, so you'll be able to hold what side you know they're coming from. And they both lead out into these little sections here, and they're going to give you the option to jump up on roof. So it just gives you two ways. You don't actually have roof retakes, but if you and a teammate go up here at the same time, it's going to be pretty bamboozling. For anyone that's up here, you should catch them off guard. And if you have like a skin on the door, you can see if anyone's in the balcony area at least, and get a rough idea of what's going on. There's nowhere really to hide. And it can make laddering kind of weird too, forcing them to ladder from these kind of other spots. Last two bedrooms though, these are known as the balconies, and of course you can see why. It's right next to the balcony. Yeah, it's one door, so I wouldn't keep anything crazy through here, but again, this is a door that's left alone right till the end. It's going to give you more chances to re-kit in a fight, and you don't need lockers or anything, just a box. It works perfectly fine. That's another bedroom there. But yeah, that's the Chasebox. Lots of different variations and variants, but this is my one, and I'll show you how I build my one.